专家Gunter Pauli 先生。那首先呢，我先邀请主办单位，也就是天下杂志的这个代表来先跟我们说几句话。那我们欢迎天下杂志发行人特助郭大伟小姐。
大家好。那很高兴今天我们的书展主题绿色经济那有这个机会我们可以请 Gunter Pauli 先生来。但是大家知不知道 Gunter Pauli 先生他倡导的是什么呢？他是蓝色革命、蓝色经济。那我们今年的阅读绿色阅读，绿色它可能我们大家去实践的一个观念就是节能减碳，尽量的降低浪费。可是蓝色经济可能是一个更新的观念。蓝色经济是什么？就是从整个的生态平衡的这个系统的角度，我们去看看我们能不能够再生再利用，做到零浪费、零废弃。什么意思？甚至说有一些东西它已经存在在这个生态当中，存在在这个世界上，能不能够它死了之后、废弃了之后，我们还能再把它用出来？所以事实上这是一个非常突破跟先进的观念。大概天下杂志作为一个前瞻的这个财经杂志，很早就开始关注这个生态跟环保，还有财经发展的平衡间的议题。09年，我们特别第一次出版了 Pauli 先生的《蓝色革命》这本书。当时他把蓝色经济这个概念提了100个非常实用的好的 idea， 结果让很多的企业界老板说：哇，原来蓝色经济还可以创造好生意那这一次我们出版的这个我的零浪费小革命，是把 Pauli 先生他在书当中让大家自己从生活连个人也可以怎么样去实践这样子的观念，在这本书中有那所以从大家早餐咖啡甚至午餐吃的蔬果这些它中间都藏了很多的秘诀。然后大家可以看到 Pauli 先生很年轻，他才55岁但是看起来非常年轻，又非常的帅。他有一些养生的秘诀，就在这本书里头。那我们现在就请 Pauli 先生来跟大家分享一下，到底蓝色经济怎么从我们个人开始做起。好，我们欢迎 Gunter Pauli 先生。
Good morning.
大家早。
Thank you, Edith, for the introduction. You're too generous.
谢谢刚刚 Edith 的介绍，把我说的太好了。
I mean, we all have to feel young.
大家都希望感觉非常青春。
But feeling young is not enough. You have to be happy.
但是光是感觉自己很年轻还不够，你还要快乐。
And so that's why I'm saying let's rethink.
所以这就是为什么今天请大家重新思考。
In the back there. Let's rethink. If you want to sit closer to there and see the screen, it's fine.
所以请大家一起来重新思考。如果大家想换个位置看荧幕看得更清楚也没问题，请大家换位置。
The most important, we're going to have 1 hour together.
最重要的是，今天我们有1个小时的相处时间。
And my computer works with my solar panel.
而我的电脑是用我这个太阳能板来驱动的。
I'm sorry, the logo.
不好意思，上面有这个 logo。
But solar panel more important than the logo.
不好意思，要把书展的标志盖住了，但是我觉得太阳能比书展的标志更重要。
How many of you have a solar panel to power your camera, your video, your cell phone, your computer? How many?
在座有多少人是用太阳能板来驱动你的电池你的手机照相机摄影机？有多少人？
I have.
我就有。
And you?
各位呢？
You have to live this.
所以大家也要开始行动。
Don't only talk.
不要光说不练。
But what I have learned is something I have learned from many people.
而我今天跟大家分享到我所学到的经验，是我从很多人身上学到的。
If I can stand here today, it's because there are many people who mentored me.
我今天能够站在这边，是因为有很多人，他们是我的导师，他们教导我。
And here's some pictures of the great people that I have had the great honor to work with and to be inspired by.
那这边大家可以看到，就是我的这些导师们，我很荣幸能够有机会跟他们共事，能够得到他们的激发。
You recognize some people?
有大家认得的脸孔吗？
They're one born in Taiwan, one living in Taiwan.
有一个是在台湾出生的，有一个是住在台湾。
Yeah, who?
是哪一位呢？
Yes? Stan.
对，
Stan
是
Shi.
施
Acer.
Acer 的施先生。
We've been friends for 30 years.
我们是30年的老朋友了。
And I would never have learned to know Taiwan without Stan.
如果没有施从堂先生，我也不会这么认识台湾。施正荣，对不起。
I met him 30 years ago this year for the first time.
其实我就是30年前的今天认识他的。
And there's someone else from Taiwan.
还有另外一位也是来自台湾，
But he doesn't live in Taiwan anymore.
但是他现在不住台湾了。
Who recognizes him?
有谁认得他？
Shu Ting Chang.
是舒廷章，
Professor Dr. Shu Ting Chang, the master, the sensei of mushrooms.
他是一个蘑菇香菇的大师，
He developed mushroom industry in the whole world.
全世界的香菇产业、蘑菇产业都是他一手打造的。
I also learned how to farm mushroom from him.
我也是跟他来学怎么样种香菇、种蘑菇。
I learned how to pick a mushroom, not to eat, to pick a mushroom, to grow mushroom from the mushroom.
我跟他学怎么样把蘑菇、香菇摘起来，还不是要学怎么吃哦，是怎么样从蘑菇种出更多的蘑菇。
May I ask a question?
我可不可以问大家一个问题？
Is the glass half full or half empty?
我们这杯水是这杯是半满的水还是半空的水？
What do you say?
大家怎么说？这个杯子是半空的还是半满的？
The glass is always full.
我们要说杯子永远是满的，
It's full with water or air, but it's always full.
它要么是装满了水，要么是装满了空气，杯子永远是满的。
The question is wrong
所以是你问题问错了，
because the reality is that you either have air or you have water, but it's always full.
所以
To the top.
是问题问错了，因为这个杯子永远是满的，要么是装满了水，要么是有一半的水，有一半的空气。
That's how I want you to look at life.
我也希望大家用这样的观点来看待你的生活。
It's not half empty, so negative, half full, so positive. No, everyone is positive because it's always full.
所以不是说你只能说杯子是半空的，因为你一定要这么的消极负面，或者说一定要很正面，说杯子是半满的。应该是大家都很正面，这个杯子永远是满的，
There is no negative.
不需要有负面的部分。
If there's negative, it's in your mind.
如果有什么负面的东西，那就是来自大家的想法。
But your inside has to be full.
但是你的内在一定是充满的。
This is our earth.
这个就是我们的地球，
She's beautiful.
我们的地球很美。
Actually, in Chinese, the earth is it a male or a female?
在中文里面，地球有分男性或是女性吗？阴性、阳性吗？
Not male, not female. Oh, what a pity.
真可惜。
In my language, it's a lady.
在我的语言里面，地球这个是阴
She
性的
gives
词
life.
是女性，是她创造生命。
And that is why, if you look again, she's a little bit green, but she's very blue.
所以如果大家仔细看的话，地球是有一点绿绿的，没有错，但是蓝色的部分更多。
So as in the introduction was said, we have been thinking for 30 years green.
那刚刚在引言的部分，我们也说到了，我们过去30几年来好像都在推广绿色，
But if it's green, it's expensive.
但是好像讲到绿色环保的东西就是很贵，
It costs a lot of money.
花很多钱，
So it's for the rich.
只是有钱人才消费得起。
Those who make money taking bad care of the earth, when they have the money, they want to do something for the earth.
就是呢，有些人一开始是剥削地球，然后赚了很多钱，等自己赚到钱有钱了，才来想说好，我们来保护环境。
That's not the way to live.
这并不是我们应该生活的方式。
First stealing, then give back?
是
No.
先偷再还给人家，当然不是这样子啊。
You can't be happy.
这样子的生活方式是不可能快乐的。
In the blue economy, I think we have to be very creative, very innovative.
在蓝色经济里，我们必须要非常的有创造力，非常的有想象力。
In the green economy, we want to protect nature.
在传统绿色经济里，我们就是想要保护大自然。
We don't want to cut the tree.
好，树不要砍，
We want to save the animal.
动物要保护下来，
And that's good.
这些很好。
But we have to do much better.
但是我们应该要做得更好。
When your child is having good school grades, then you say, okay,
大家的小孩，如果小朋友在学校里面成绩很好，大家就说好，就这样子可以了，这样吗？
we always want to encourage our children to do better.
我们总是希望鼓励小朋友好，还要再更好，要更上层楼。
In the blue economy, we want to make certain that you regenerate because we made many mistakes in the past.
在蓝色经济里面，我们希望能够做到重生跟再生，因为我们一路上走来都会犯很多的错。
When I was in Yunnan, they complained about the chemical industry.
比如说我去云林的时候，我听到那边的人在抱怨化学工厂。
I say, don't complain, do better.
我说不用抱怨，我们做得更好就是了。
If your energy is only to complain, you will get sick.
如果大家的能量都只是拿来抱怨的话，自己会生病的。
You get sick from the chemicals and you get sick from complaining.
不只是这些化学的东西害你生病，你自己不断抱怨，你会害自己生病。
So that's the spirit we need. But in order to do it, we need to change the rules of the game.
所以我们要有正确的精神、正确的态度。那为了要有不同的做法，我们必须要改变游戏规则。
So we have to shift from thinking that we do less bad to the thinking that we can do much more good.
所以我们的想法要改变。以前的想法是好，不好的事情我们少做一点；以后的想法应该是好的事情我们多做一点。
When you're a thief,
如果你是
You
小
steal.
偷，小偷当然就偷东西。
if you steal less, you're still stealing.
就算你偷的比较少，你还在偷东西。
You agree?
大家同意吗？
Stealing little or stealing a lot is stealing.
不管你偷的少还是偷的多，一样都是偷。
If you pollute less. If you pollute less, you're polluting.
好，污染也是一样，你可以污染少一点，可是少污染一点还是污染。
But when big corporations pollute less, we give an environmental award.
可是呢，现在的大企业只要少污染一点，我们就给他一个哇环保奖。
No, you should give rewards to people who do good.
不应该是这样的，奖要颁给谁呢？要颁给那些做好事、对的事情的人。
Imagine there is a thief in front of the judge.
假设有一个小偷来到法官面前，
And the thief says to the judge, Your Honor, I will steal less, I promise.
假设小偷在法官面前跟法官说：“法官大人，以后我一定会少偷一点，我发誓。
I will not steal in the week, only weekends.
我周间不偷，我只有周末才会去偷。
What would the judge say? ”
那法官会怎么说呢？
In jail.
关起来嘛。
If a company says, I reduced my pollution by 80%, everyone stands up and says,
可是假设一个公司说我的污染量可以降低80%，大家会怎么样？大家都站起来帮他们起立鼓掌。
but it's still polluting.
可是还是一样在污染。
So what we're needing is to focus on the entrepreneur who wants to do more good.
所以我们应该关注的重点是要做好事、做善事的企业家们。
And that's the reason why I appreciate so much my friendship with Stan Shi, because he's the entrepreneur who wants to do more good for Taiwan and the world.
这就是为什么我非常重视我跟 Acer 施正荣先生的友谊，因为他就是一个这样的例子，他希望为台湾、为世界做更多好的事情。
And I want to do that in an open market.
而且我们希望在一个开放的市场里做，
We want to use what is locally available.
我们要用当地可以取得的资源。
So when I'm in Yunlin and I see the beautiful bamboo, I'm saying, let's do something with your bamboo.
比如说我去了云林，看到那边很漂亮的竹子，我就想，那竹子我们来做点什么吧。
Because Taiwan, and particularly Yunlin, has some of the most beautiful bamboos in the world.
因为台湾，特别是云林那个地方，有世界上最美的竹林。
And you only want to look at the bamboo because it's beautiful?
那我们看竹子，只看它美不美吗？
That's not enough.
这样是不够的。
You can do better.
我们可以做得更好。
And I know from my experience we can do much better.
那根据我的经验，我也知道我们真的可以做得更好。
This is my friend,
这些是我的朋友，
the orangutan.
这个就是红毛猩猩。
But he's not happy with me.
但是这位朋友对我不太高兴，
Because I built the first ecological factory in the world.
因为我过去曾经创立世界上第一个生态产品的工厂。
I built a factory made out of wood with a big grass roof.
我的这个工厂呢是用木材作为建材，然后上面是玻璃屋顶。
And I was making soap,
那我当时生产的是肥皂，
biodegradable soap.
是生物可分解的肥皂。
But the soap became very popular.
但是我卖的这个皂呢，后来非常的受欢迎。
And the soap needed palm oil.
那你要生产肥皂或者是香皂，都需要棕榈油。
And to get more palm oil, they cut down the rainforest in Indonesia.
但是为了生产更多的棕榈油，印尼那边的人就把雨林砍伐掉了。
I didn't want this.
这并不是我想要的，
I didn't know.
我当初也不晓得。
But the moment that I knew, I needed to change.
但是我一知道这件事之后，我就知道我必须要改变，
Because I cannot knowingly destroy the forest.
因为我不能在知情的情况下还继续去破坏森林。
If you buy products that are made from palm oil, you destroy the rainforest.
如果大家买的产品是用棕榈油做的，其实大家就是在破坏雨林。
I'm sorry.
我很抱歉，事实就是这样，
You shouldn't do that.
大家不应该做这件事情。
And now you know you may not do it.
现在大家知道了，就不可以再做了。
The best cleaning product from nature is not palm oil.
而自然界最好的清洁产品并不是棕榈
The
油，
best cleaning product from nature comes out of the peel of an orange.
其实自然界最好的清洁剂来自柑橘类的果皮。
Does Taiwan have oranges?
台湾有橘子，有柳橙吗？
Good oranges?
有很好的柳橙吗？
Many types of oranges?
而且有很多种，
Yeah.
对。
How many factories in Taiwan are there that make detergents from oranges?
那台湾
The
有
peel.
几家工厂是用柑橘类的果皮来做清洁剂呢？
We need to have only that detergent.
我们以后清洁剂应该只用那一种。
It means you make juice, and from the waste of the juice, you make your detergent.
也就是说，大家可以水果拿来我们榨果汁喝，可是以前是废弃物的果皮，果皮其实也可以拿来用，
You could even do it at home.
是大家自己在家里也可以做，
It's a lot of squeezing.
是要花一些力气来榨，没错。
So, what we need is a new way of living.
所以我们需要的是一种新的生活方式。
I don't say go and live with orangutan.
我不是需要大家去跟红毛猩猩一起住，
I'm saying use what you have.
我说的是，请大家用自己手上身边有的东西。
And if you're a country that is producing great oranges, you should be a country that washes with the peels of the oranges, the extract.
那如果台湾是一个生产很多柑橘类水果的地方，那我们这边用的清洁剂就应该是使用柑橘类果皮做的清洁剂。
We want to live sustainable.
我们当然希望能够过有趣的生活。
And sustainability means that you're able to respond to the basic needs of everyone.
而所谓永续，它的意思就是说，我们可以满足所有人的基本需求。
But you do that with what you have.
但是怎么样达成，怎么样满足呢？就是用我们现有的资源来满足这些需求。
That's the way everything works in the world.
这个就是世界上各种事物运行的原则。
We human beings, we're the only ones in the world who make things with what we don't have.
而世界上只有人类这个物种会用我们本来没有的东西来去创造其他的东西。
We ship it from all around the world to where we are.
我们是把本地没有的东西从世界各地运送过来，
And we neglect what we have.
而且我们就忽略了我们身边找不到的东西。
Happiness and health starts when you appreciate what you have.
可是你要怎么样快乐？你要怎么样拥有健康呢？就是当你开始珍惜、开始欣赏到你实际上已经拥有的东西。
And when you think you have nothing, think again.
所以当大家以为自己一无所有的时候，请大家务必要重新思考。
Because at least once a day, you produce something.
因为大家至少每天都会生产出一些东西。
You know what I'm talking about.
大家知道我说是什么东西吧？
So don't say you have nothing.
所以不要说大家一无所有。
And all of that is part of life.
而这都是生命的一部分。
We have to realize that our society today may be great,
我们必须要体认到，今天的社会也许发展得不错，
but our society has to become better.
但是我们的社会必须要更好。
And in order to have a better society, we cannot only teach the children what we know.
而为了要我们的社会更好，我们教给小朋友的事情，不能只是我们自己知道的事情而已。
If we only teach what we know, they can never do better.
如果我们教给小朋友的只是我们自己知道的事情，小朋友就没有办法比我们更好。
The children need a high degree of freedom to think about things, to imagine what even we as adults cannot imagine.
小孩子需要更大的自由，让他们有空间去想象我们大人甚至还没有想到的事情。
So we have to think out of the box.
所以我们必须要有创意的思考。
We're not satisfied what the professors at university teach us.
我们不能光听学校教授里说什么就满足了。
And if you have experience, you have a disadvantage.
而且如果你过去有经验的话，对你来说这其实是一个弱势，是一个缺点。
If you have no experience, you're out of the box.
可是如果你什么经验都没有的话，反而你更能够创意思考。
You can imagine things those with experience cannot imagine.
你能够想象到的事情，是那些已经有经验的人想象不到的。
These are pelicans in Peru.
这个是秘鲁的鹈鹕，
Are they all looking in the same direction?
他们都看着同一个方向吗？
Oh, no, there's one.
没有，你看这一只，
There's another one.
又一只，
There's another one.
这边还一只，
But then you have these two on the bottom. They put their head in the water.
这边右边还有两只是把头埋到水里面，
They don't want to look anyway.
他们什么都不想看。
What we need is the innovator who looks in another direction.
我们今天需要的就是创新的人，创新的人就是朝着不同的方向看不同的事情，
Who look for opportunities where no one is looking.
他们能够找到的机会是大家没有发现的。
You see this picture?
大家看这张照片，
What is the most abundant source of energy in this picture?
这张照片里面大家可以看到最丰富的能源是什么？
They say sunlight.
听到有人说阳光，
You agree?
大家同意吗？
No, it's gravity.
不是，其实答案是重力。
The gravity works 24 hours per day.
重力也就是地心引力，它是一天24小时都有的，
It works all the time.
随时随地都有重力，
There is no eclipse of gravity.
而且重力也不会有日食月食。
So why don't we use it?
那我们为什么不好好善用重力呢？
Why don't we use renewables? Taiwan doesn't use renewables. Why?
我们为什么要用再生能源？台湾为什么要用再生能源？为什么？
Because we have a problem.
因为我们有遇到一些问题，
Your electricity is 110 volts.
比如说台湾这边的电力是110电压，
The electricity generated by this panel is only 16 volts.
可是这个太阳能板它创造出来的电力只有16伏特，
So to put it into the electricity grid, we have to go from 16 to 110.
所以要把它连上台湾的电网，必须让它电压从16增加到110伏特。
This panel generates direct current.
而这个太阳能板创造出来的是直流电，不是交流电。
Your electricity grid uses alternate current, moves like this.
而我们的电网用的是交流电。
And then when you have it at home, for your LDC television, for your chargers, for your cell phone and videos, for your computer, you have to bring it back down from 110 AC to 16 or 12 DC.
可是等到大家在家里要用的时候，不管是拿来看电视，或者是充电，或者是你的手机，却又要把这个110伏特的交流电再次转换成电压要降低，可能降到12，降到16，然后也要从交流电再度变回直流电。
If you were to have in your home only 12 volts DC,
如果大家的家里只有12伏特的直流电，
on day one you save 61% energy.
那这样子大家光是一天就可以省了61%的能源。
Day one.
光是第一天哦。
What do you say to your children when they put their fingers into the wall?
今天如果有小朋友拿手去插那个墙上的插座，大家会说什么？
No, don't do it.
说不可以，好危险。
What happens when your light falls in the bathtub? Boom, dead.
比如说你的电灯要是不小心掉到浴缸里面会怎么样？就爆炸坏了。
What happens when the children put their tongue on a battery?
那如果小朋友去舔电池又会怎么样？
Oh, what's that?
他就想哦，舔
They
电池。
feel it. It doesn't kill them.
对，小朋友的舌头去点电池，并不会害他们怎么样。
Do you want to have a home that is safe for the children and saves energy?
大家希不希望有你的家是对小朋友来说很安全，而且又可以节能？
Make sense?
是不是很合理？
Well, just switch to 12 volt DC.
那请大家开始改用12伏特的直流电。
80% of your equipment you have at home today runs on DC.
大家今天在家里使用的各种电器，80%都是使用直流电。
Your lights, your TVs, your communications, your audio, your MP3 player, your iPhone, everything runs DC.
大家的电视、影音、音响、你的手机，都是你的 iPhone 都是使用直流电。
This is a termite hill.
这个是一个白蚁窝，
You don't like termites.
大家应该不会喜欢白蚁，
They eat your home.
白蚁会把大家的家里吃掉。
But they know how to control humidity
但是白蚁是控制湿度的专家，
and they know how to control temperature
他们也知道怎么控制温度，
because they have special air conditioning systems.
因为白蚁有他们白蚁特专门的空调系统，
But no electricity needed.
而且完全不需要电。
Here I'm showing the picture of a school we built in Sweden.
这边给大家看一张照片，这是瑞典的一个学校。
When my children go to school, I want them to be in a school that is healthy. Number one, healthy school.
我送我的小朋友去上学，我希望他的学校第一点是一个健康的学校，
Healthy children are happy children.
因为健康的小孩才是快乐的小孩。
In this building, we're doing like the termites.
这个建筑物就跟白蚁窝一样，
The air goes down in the ground and goes back out through those chimneys.
外面的空气会从下面进来，经过地底，再从上面的烟囱进去。
Every 30 minutes, every 30 minutes, the whole building has fresh air.
每30分钟，整个建筑物里面的气体就换过一遍。
What happens when children have fresh air every 30 minutes?
那小朋友每30分钟就能有新鲜空气，那会有什么样的结果呢？
They got oxygen in their brain.
也就是说，脑袋可以吸收到氧气，
They can be attentive.
他们可以专心。
What happens if we're sitting in a normal classroom in the summertime, it's very hot, and they close all the windows, put on air conditioning?
但是如果是传统的教室里面，夏天的时候窗户都关起来，开冷气，又会是什么效果？
More and more schools want air conditioning.
现在有越来越多的学校希望有空调，
And we're sitting together.
然后我们就坐在这边，
And I do, "Achoo!"
然后我打个喷嚏，
my bacteria to her.
我的细菌就传给他了。
When you close the building with air conditioning, one person sneezes, everyone sneezes.
所以如果是一个密闭的空间，开空调，那一个人打喷嚏，接下来就是大家都打喷嚏了。
Why do we do that?
我们干嘛要这样呢？
In this school, after 10 years,
这个学校10年之后，
this school has the healthiest children in Sweden.
他们的学童是全瑞典最健康的，
They have the best grades in the country.
他们的学业成绩也是全国最好的。
And when they're happy and healthy, what do people want? What do the parents want? The parents want to come and live there.
所以小朋友都健康又快乐，那家长想要什么呢？家长也想要住在这样的环境里。
This is 500 kilometers north of Stockholm.
这个地方它位在斯德哥尔摩北边500公里的地方。
But when we publish the statistics, this school, healthy, smart, and happy children.
但是后来我们公布了跟这个学校相关的统计，大家看到这个学校的小朋友，他们又健康又快乐又聪明。
In 2 months, 300 families move.
在2个月，短2个月的时间之内，就有300个家庭搬家了。
What happens to real estate prices when 300 families move?
好，300个家庭搬过来，这边的房地产会怎么样呢？
Real estate goes up.
房地产的价格就节节上升。
This is my society. We have happy, healthy, smart children, and real estate goes up.
这个就是我所处的社会，我们有健康、快乐又聪明的小朋友，然后我们的房地产又一路上涨。
That's blue economy.
这个就是所谓的蓝色经济。
And I think this is very important.
我觉得这一点非常的重要。
What is this?
这个是什么？
Vegetable steel.
我这边说是蔬菜钢铁，
This is the best steel product on the earth.
这个是地球上最好的钢产品，
It is stronger than steel.
它比钢铁还要强。
When I visit Taiwan's countryside at about 1,500 meters, you have the most beautiful countryside.
我去台湾的乡下，台湾乡下在海拔1500公尺的地方是最美的。
And then you come to the towns and you see ugly buildings.
可是呢，下来到了乡镇里，又看到很丑的建物，
How can you do that?
怎么会这样呢？
Don't tell me you have no bamboo.
不要跟我说台湾这边没有竹子。
How many bamboo houses are there in Taiwan?
可是台湾这边有多少竹子做成的建物？
Do you know one?
大家知道有一个竹建。
Two? Yeah, exactly. They were smart.
对呀、原住民很聪明。
And why do we become dumb?
那我们是怎么变笨的？
Because we want to have cement,
因为我们想要
Concrete,
水泥
steel
啊、钢筋啊，
live unhealthy, unhappy.
我们希望过不健康、不快乐的生活，是这样吗？
My home is a bamboo home.
我的家就是用竹子做的。
I use solar and I live in bamboo.
好，我用太阳能，然后我住在竹子的屋子里。
And it's the way we live that we will decide if our children are happy or not.
其实我们的生活方式就会决定我们的下一代、我们的小朋友是否健康、是否开心。
This was the first bamboo building that I made.
这个是我做的第一个竹建筑，
Had a great architect
请了一个很棒的建筑师。
and we made everything from bamboo.
我们什么东西都用竹子来做。
These are the roots from bamboo.
这个是竹子的根，
This is our inside roof.
这个是我们屋顶的内部，
Just beautiful.
很美。
And we made it according to the German building code.
而且我们还遵守德国的建筑法规。
This is the same building being constructed in Germany
这个是我们在德国盖的一个，
at the World Expo in the year 2000.
这是2000年德国世界博览会的时候盖的一个建物。
And it was approved by the Germans as being better than steel.
而且也经过德国认证，这个的确是比钢铁更加坚固。
Germans like the science.
德国人是科学很强，他们也很喜欢科学。
If the science is there, they approve it.
只要你有很好的科学佐证，他们就会认可。
But what is important is that by learning how to do the big building, we could now make the small building.
但是重点是，大的建筑我们会盖了，那小一点的建筑我们当然也可以。
That building is made from 65 bamboo poles. 65 6-meter bamboo.
这个小屋呢，它是用65根竹竿建成的，65根6公尺的竹竿。
Do you think it's beautiful?
大家觉得它美吗？
Would you like to live in one?
想要住在这样的房子里吗？
How much does it cost?
那要花多少钱呢？
How expensive it is, you think?
大家觉得大概有多贵？
How many American dollars would you pay for a house?
这样的房子大家愿意出多少美金？
Give me a number.
给我一个数字嘛。3万
2,200.
只要2200美金。
I'll sell for 30.
好，你要3万，我也卖给你。
You see, you don't expect something beautiful to be so cheap.
所以大家看到，大家的预期就是这么美的东西大概不便宜吧？
Can you close your eyes and imagine Yunlin
请大家闭上眼睛，想象一
and
下
think
云林，
away all those concrete buildings
然后把那些很丑的水泥建筑都去掉，
and imagine buildings like that.
然后想象那样子的建物。
You think people would like to come and visit?
那这样子的云林，大家是不是很愿意来参观呢？
We have to change the way we live and we have to use what we have.
我们要改变自己的生活方式，我们要善用我们所有的资源。
How are we doing? Are you okay?
大家还好吗？
Too busy?
很忙吗？
You need a break?
需要休息吗？
Okay. Continue.
继续喽。
I never stop.
我一开口就停不下来，
You have to tell me when to stop.
所以请大家告诉我什么时候该停。
Otherwise, tomorrow morning we're still going.
不然的话，讲到明天早上都还没完。
Let's look at renewable energy.
我们接下来谈再生能源。
And permit me to teach you some physics.
好，那这边不好意思，先跟大家上一下物理课。
When you have 10 meters per second water flowing,
假设你的水流是每秒钟有10公尺的水速，
you generate 250,000 watts of electricity.
那这样子你可以生产的电力呢是上面标出来的25万瓦。
When you have 10 square meter of solar panel,
那如果是太阳能的话，假设是10平方公尺的太阳能板，
you generate 2,500 watts
可以创造出来的电力是2500万瓦，
each day.
这是每天。
If you have wind,
如果是风力的话，
10 meter per second,
风速每秒10公尺，
you generate 300 watts.
创造出来的电力是300瓦。
Why do you want wind energy?
那干嘛还要风力呢？
The water produces 832 times more energy than wind.
水力发电创造出的电量是风力的832倍。
So what we should realize is that we have to learn the laws of physics.
所以我们要了解，我们应该要更认识物理。
Because when you have a flow of water at 15 kilometers an hour,
假设我们这边的水速是每小时15公里，
then you have as much power as when you have wind of 380 kilometers an hour.
那就等于这个风速是380公里的时速。
Taiwan is an island.
可是台湾是一个岛，
You have to see
我们东边是海，
ebb and tide moving up and down all the time.
我们有潮汐，总是在上上下下。
And you have mountains easily 3,000 meter high
还有我们的山，随随便便都3000公尺以上，
with rivers flowing down.
山上有很多河流流下来。
And you want nuclear energy?
那这样子我们还要核能吗？
Go and visit Fukushima.
请大家去福岛看一下。
20-kilometer dead zone.
20公里
All life is dead.
禁区，所有的生命都死了。
Do you want to take a risk?
大家想要冒这样的风险吗？
Do you want more petroleum?
大家是不是希望能够有更多的控制权？
Do you want more coal?
大家还是希望大家要用更多的煤炭？
On the calculations that I've made with my team, Taiwan can produce all energy it needs solely using its waves and the water that flows down.
根据我的团队我们做的计算，台湾其实只要能够善用潮汐，还有善用水力的话，就可以生产台湾所需的能源。
I'm not selling any engineering, I'm not selling any equipment, I'm not selling technology.
可是我这边并不是要卖我的工程顾问，或者是卖什么设备，我并不是要卖什么。
But you choose.
但是把事情告诉大家，让大家来选。
This is my favorite country in the world,
这个是
Bhutan.
我在全世界当中最喜欢的国家——不丹。
Who has been to Bhutan?
谁去过不丹？
One.
一位，
Let's go to Bhutan.
我们一起去不丹吧。
All energy in Bhutan is made from water. 100%.
不丹的能源100%都来自水力。
They have so much that they only use one tenth, and 90% is exported to India and Bangladesh.
而且他们的水力发电充沛到自己只要用1/10，剩下的90%还可以出口到印度，出口到孟加拉。
They have no sea, only the mountains.
他们并不靠海，他们只有高山。
But from the mountains they generate by 2020 10 gigawatts of electricity. 10 gigawatts! That's 4 nuclear power stations.
可是
Only from
呢，
the flow of the water.
光是从高山这个水流下来，靠这个来发电，到2020年的时候，他们的发电量就可以来到10 gigawatt。那这个就等于4个核电厂的发电量。
Bhutan has no engineering companies,
在不丹也没有什么工程公司，
no proprietary technology.
也没有用什么专门特别的技术，
But they feel they should use what they have.
但是他们知道我们应该善用身边所有的资源。
And you know, Bhutan is the country of gross national happiness.
大家也知道，不丹最有名的，他们就是正是国民快乐指数。
I'm looking now at something very different. Cargo.
我现在来谈不一样的东西，我要谈货物。
You have a company called Evergreen,
这边有长荣海运，
Eva Air,
大家知道长荣航空，
big business.
这些都是大企业。
Maybe you don't know, but the total fleet of cargo ships pollute 260 times more than the 760 million cars on the earth.
也许大家不晓得，但是这些货运的货机，他们全部的舰队加起来的是污染量呢，是全世界7亿多台车的好几百倍。
Sorry. Quality control. Air is thinner. So if you ship something, you should not do it in the water. You should do it using air.
那么因为空气比较稀薄，所以如果你想要运送什么东西的话，你应该用比较轻的方式。
This is the most efficient way of shipping goods.
而这个就是最有效率的货运方法。
Ton per mile, no pollution.
那一路走下来都没有任何的污染。
40,000 times less pollution per ton per mile shipment of cargo with a zeppelin than with a ship.
所以呢，你如果用这种飞船来运送的话，那你每单位的货运它的污染量可以降低4万倍。
Why don't you use a zeppelin?
那为什么不用飞船呢？
Why do you insist on cargo by ship?
为什么一定要用货运，要用海运？
We don't realize that cargo in ship is so polluting.
我们并不晓得这些货运它的污染量有这么高。
Waste.
再 再来是废弃物。
Let's look at waste.
我们来谈谈废弃物。
Do the TIBE citizens produce a lot of waste?
台北市民是不是生产很多废弃物呢？
Where does it go?
废弃物这些垃圾去哪呢？
You don't know.
大家不晓
You
得。
kind of know.
其实有点概念吧。
Have you been to the waste dump?
大家去过掩埋场吗？
No, you don't go.
不会去吗？
It's not a tourist resort.
掩埋场不是什么观光景点，
It's not a game park.
也不是什么游乐园，
No five-star hotel close by.
附近也没有5星级饭店，
No shopping centers.
也没有购物中心。
Here is a project implemented in Ulsan, Korea.
那这边要谈的是这个韩国的专案。
This is a wastewater treatment.
下面这个是废水处理厂。
And when you treat the wastewater, you have solid waste, sludge.
那在废水处理厂，你处理废水的同时，也会产生出固体的废弃物，也是一些像淤泥一样的东西。
This is your food waste.
那另外2张照片是我们的厨余。
And if you combine the sludge from your wastewater plus the food waste in a big digester,
如果你把废水处理厂的污泥加上自己家里这些厨余，2个加起来放到一个处理槽里面，
then you make 4 times more biogas than you could normally produce. 4 times.
这样子生产出来的沼气，它的量是一般做法的4倍。
If you make so much biogas, it makes money.
如果你可以生产很多沼气的话，你就可以赚很多钱。
Who pays for this?
这个是谁要付钱？废水处理厂，
You.
大家要付钱吗？
Who pays for this?
那厨余处理谁要来付钱？
You.
也是我们要付钱。
If you make money, who pays?
那如果你赚钱的话，谁要来付钱？那你刚刚的费用呢？
You pay taxes to the government to clean up the mess.
大家是缴税给政府，由政府来清理这些废弃物。
But if you can make so much biogas that you make money, you don't pay taxes.
但是如果大家可以用我刚刚这个做法，生产这么多的沼气，赚这么多的钱，那是不是税也不用缴了？
Nice idea?
是不是不错的想法？
This is implemented.
这个已经实施了，已经在做了。
I'm sorry, elections are just over.
不好意思，讲到这里，
I should have told you president's candidate before they run for election.
不好意思，选举已经结束了，我应该早点来，在大选之前、投票之前就跟大家说，
Politicians can promise lower taxes.
政治人物其实是可以承诺大家税可以收少一点，
Because we make use of smart chemistry.
因为我们能够运用聪明的运用化学的原理。
Students go to university and learn chemistry, but this chemistry they don't learn.
学生到大学里上课，学很多化学相关的课程，可是却没有学到刚刚那种化学的应用。
Let's talk about our health.
接下来谈健康，
What is the most important parameter that you must follow to know if you're healthy or not healthy?
我们想要知道自己健不健康，最重要的参数、最重要的参考指标是什么？
The pH.
就是你的 pH 值，酸碱值。
In my book, I describe how important it is that you know the pH of your body.
在我的书里面，我有说到，了解自己身体的酸碱值是多么的重要。
You know what pH is?
大家知道酸碱值是什么吧？
Acid or alkaline.
就是酸性或者是碱性。
How do we measure the pH?
那酸碱值怎么衡量呢？
A little piece of paper.
一张小小的试纸嘛，
You can do every day, cost not even 5 cents.
大家可以每天都来测一下，花费不到5美分，
Don't have to go to the doctor.
也不用看医生，
Very cheap to do.
很便宜就可以做。
But in order to know where you live, you have a very healthy environment, you need to see dragonflies.
但是 是要衡量你生活的环境健不健康呢？一个指标就是你这边应该要看得到蜻蜓。
You like the dragonflies?
大家喜欢蜻蜓吗？
They're magnificent.
它们是很美妙的生物。
They're wonders. 4 flies, 4 wings.
它们是有四张翅膀的。
But the dragonfly can only live in an alkaline environment.
可是呢，蜻蜓它只能生活在一个碱性的环境里。
Do you see many dragonflies in Taipei?
大家在台北看到很多蜻蜓吗？
You have to look.
要找，对不对？
Not often.
不是很容易发现。
So you know you're living in a healthy environment when the dragonflies are around you.
所以假设你住家附近常常看得到蜻蜓的话，你就知道我们这边很健康。
And they can eat the flies.
而且蜻蜓可以帮你吃苍蝇、吃其他的虫子。
And then you have this mushroom.
然后呢，要有这些菇类。
No, that doesn't grow easy.
菇类不是随随便便就长得出来的。
I think you call it ling shu.
这个是灵芝，
灵芝
对吧？
That's the best mushroom you could ever have.
这个是菇类当中最棒的，
But it's not good to eat.
但是吃起来没有那么好吃。
Take an extract and make your tea.
大家是拿它来萃取，然后来泡灵芝茶，或者是当调味料。
That's what I learned from Professor Shu Ting Chang.
这个就是
How to farm ling shu.
这就是我跟张教授学的，怎么样种灵芝。
In my farm in Colombia, I have a coffee farm. I grow this ling shu on the waste of my coffee.
而我在哥伦比亚，我有一个咖啡农场，我怎么种灵芝呢？就是拿咖啡农场的废渣上面来种灵芝。
And when I have coffee in my farm, then I will put a little bit of ling shu in my coffee.
然后呢，我咖啡农场种出来的咖啡，我泡咖啡的时候也加一点灵芝，
It's bitter, but it's good for you.
有点苦，但是对你身体很好。
Textiles.
接下来谈纺织品。
It used to be that silk was the magical textile of the world.
很久很久以前，世界上最神奇的布料就是丝，
It's one of the best cultural products of China.
这也是中国的文明产物。
Today, we use a lot of cotton.
那今天我们用很多的棉，
My jacket is recycled cotton,
背心是回收的棉，
not new organic cotton,
不是
recycled cotton.
新的有机棉，是回收的棉。
But when I put my little thing here, it's nice.
但是放了这个装饰还不错，
We can make things beautiful, even if it's recycled.
所以就算是回收的东西也可以很美。
But cotton consumes 25% of all irrigation water.
但是种棉花它需要很多水，占了全部灌溉量的25%。
We don't have water.
可是水是不够的，
So what we're in need of is something else.
所以我们需要别的。
Oops. No, sorry. The most beautiful and the most abundant source for making a substitute to cotton grows in the water.
那其实最丰富、最充沛、最美，也最能够取代棉的东西是长在水里的。
Do you know what an algae bloom is?
大家知道什么是藻吗？蓝绿藻。
Today, we make clothing from algae.
我们今天是可以从藻类做出衣服来的。
This is made not from silk, this is made from algae.
这个不是丝巾，它是用藻类做出来的。
So the algae bloom becomes a nice product.
这样子，藻类的布料就变成一个很好的产品。
We think it is a problem, but actually we didn't know it's a great resource.
所以以前我们也许把藻类当成一个问题，但是那是因为我们不晓得，其实藻类它是一个很好的产品。
How are we doing on timing?
时间上还好吗？
5 more minutes? Very little time.
时间不太够。
I'll do one more example.
再给大家一个例子，
You know photovoltaics, like this?
大家知道光电吗？像这个太阳能发电。
It's funny, we only use one side,
奇怪的是，我们只用单面，
but it works on both sides.
但其实两面都可以用啊。
So here you see how we design photovoltaics to work on both sides.
那这边就是举一个例子，大家看到，透过设计，我们让光电池两边都可以用。
Instead of having a complete panel
这
all the
边
way,
不是面板铺到满，
we only have a quarter.
这边是只有1/4，
And the sun shines on here.
然后太阳能打到这里，
Then here you have a film.
下面是一张薄膜，
And the film shines concentrated solar power on the bottom.
然后透过这张薄膜把太阳光集中到太阳能板的下方。
So with a quarter of the photovoltaic panel,
所以这样，你光电池面板的部分只要花1/4，
we generate as much as a whole panel.
这样子算出来的电量跟你用整个面板铺到满是一样的。
Why don't we do that?
那干嘛不这样做呢？
Why don't you make it?
那大家要不要就是做出来？
The electricity is 4 times cheaper.
这样子产生的电量就是原来的1/4价格，
And it gets hot in here,
而且下面这边会很热，
so you can heat your water.
那这样也可以拿来热水。
Today I see on some roofs in Taiwan, I see a roof for photovoltaics to make electricity.
今天我看到台湾某些家庭的屋顶上面是有太阳能板，是来发电的。
And then I see elsewhere a system to make hot water.
那又在其他地方看到另外一套系统是太阳能热水，
You spend 2 times money.
这样子你钱要花2笔，
We spend only 1 time.
那我们只要花1次就好了。
And here you see it installed. With 4 of those units, you have air conditioning, hot water, you have electricity.
那这边大家可以看到，刚刚说的例子其实已经实际在实施，所以这个系统做下去，你可以拥有空调的功能、热水的功能，也有发电的功能。
And in the winter time, you have floor heating.
那在冬天的时候，还有加热暖气的功能在你地板下。
Most of your homes here don't have floor heating
台湾大部分的家庭并没有这种地板
because your
面
winter
对
is a
线
bit
的，
too short.
因为台湾的冬天不算长。
Just going on. I have to cut a little bit because Shirley is coming close to me.
好，这边要剪短一点，因为在催了。
And I just want to give you one example more.
最后再跟大家举一个例子。
I get too excited about all of this.
讲到这个，我都蛮兴奋的，
There are too many great opportunities.
因为这样的机会实在太多了。
This is my favorite bird.
这个是我最喜欢的鸟。
The hummingbird is only 6 grams. 6 grams.
蜂鸟的体重只有6公克，
And it follows the most strict diet you have.
而且它的饮食禁忌是最多，它的饮食最严格的。
Every bird has specific pollen it wants.
比如说每种鸟都有它特定爱吃的东西，
So this bird is our symbol.
所以这只鸟就是我们的象征。
Every week I present one of those examples that you've seen.
每个礼拜我都会跟很多人分享，刚刚跟大家分享一些例子。
Open source on the internet.
也就比如说在网络上，我们可以有开放源码。
In my book I present the philosophy, the thinking.
而我的书谈的就是它背后的哲学、背后的思考。
Because when you understand the thinking, then every case that's presented fits into a philosophy.
当你能够了解它背后的思考，那这样子你读到的每一个例子，它都能够跟这个哲学相符，你都知道它的位置。
And at the same time, what we present in these books, I present to children in fables.
那在此同时，比如说我书里面提到的各式各样的例子，我也会拿来跟小朋友讲，就是用寓言的方式来讲。
This afternoon, we'll be working with fables in the other hall.
那今天下午我们在另外一个展馆就会谈到寓言的部分。
So I'm trying to combine the innovation, the technology, the entrepreneurship, and the teaching with the children.
所以我在跟小朋友互动的时候，我希望结合很多事情，比如说创新，比如说企业家精神，比如说其他的各式各样的面。
So that I can put in practice one of the wisdoms of one of my mentors.
这样子我才能够身体力行我的导师教给我的事情。
I had the great privilege of working in 1980, 32 years ago.
32年前，1980的时候，我很荣幸有机会跟这位导师共事。
With Mr. Shoichiro Honda, the founder of Honda.
也就是跟 Honda 汽车的创办人 Honda 先生合作。
And he said, some people dream to escape reality.
他说，有些人做梦是希望逃离现实，
Other people dream to change reality forever.
而其他人做梦是希望永远的改变现实。
I hope that with this presentation and by reading the books, you will change reality.
希
Thank
望
you.
透过今天的演讲，希望透过这本书，能够帮助大家用做梦的方式，用梦想来改变现实。
好，我们非常谢谢Gunter Pauli，大家是不是觉得意犹未尽啊 ？OK， 我们因为时间的关系，所以我们这场主题广场的演讲活动就到这边结束。但是我们其实等一下的2点钟，在绿沙龙有接着另外一场，也是 Dr. Pauli 先生以及我们邀请了核心国小的这个校园的团队来谈他们在校园内如何执行零厨余的这个方式哈。那 Pauli 先生也会在现场为大家分享。那刚刚他提到的有关于寓言这个部分，3点半在3馆的也是绿色阅读的这个主题广场里面，Pauli 先生会在那边说故事给大家听。所以非常谢谢大家今天的参与。如果需要购买这本书，《天下杂志》的这个摊位就在这个穿过去的这个绿沙龙这边，那欢迎大家前往购书。然后Pauli 先生会帮大家签书，谢谢，谢谢。